Good morning. It's me, Pearl, from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned In Tarot. And we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine aspects of self. Understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see changes, we have to shift and change the energy within us first to be able to see those reflected back to us. We are on Wednesday's reading, which is obstacles removed. So we're specifically looking at things that are blocking us from achieving what it is that we desire. And looks like it's going to be a long one today. There's a lot of oracles, so hope you have some coffee or whatever you need to get through. For some reason, I didn't make myself coffee. It's probably a mistake. I do apologize in advance. Okay, let's get started. Top of the deck, overall head space and heart space. We're going to start with Divine Feminine. This is her general energy surrounding where she's feeling blocked at this time. We are seeing Justice in reverse from the Field Tarot and the Moon in reverse from the Star Spinner Tarot. So let's take these apart a little bit. First, if we're looking at the Justice card, we have interestingly in this card we have an emphasis on the sword of truth rather than the scales that we're normally seeing in Justice. It's really more just the truth, clarity, and wisdom that I'm seeing kind of coming from this figure in this image. In our moon card image, which is also different than what we're normally seeing. I'm immediately thinking of Sailor Moon. How could I not? But there's a rabbit here, which is normally associated with fertility, creativity, a lot of ideas. The towers in this case are here in the background. We have those two towers that are present in the moon card. This is definitely about the divine feminine because she's really the central focus of both of these cards. So it's very interesting. So divine feminine, she's feeling blind. She's feeling like there are things that need to be revealed, that there are just these unknowns, these mysteries that she doesn't know. That are hindering her from being able to see a potential positive outcome. So because she can't see what's happening, because she doesn't quite see justice yet, or like the end of this karmic cycle that she's been in, she feels like she can't quite I think believe in her happiness. When the moon card is in reverse, it's about things coming to light and being revealed. With Justice is in reverse, it can be about getting not the greatest legal judgments that are not necessarily in your favor, but I don't really see that. It can also mean that there is a resistance to learning some kind of a lesson or seeing what is behind what is being revealed, or being blind to what is being revealed also could be there. But it's definitely about having to go and bring justice to these limiting beliefs, I think, that have been keeping her from moving forward. You see her almost in a Queen of Swords energy in the Justice card in this particular image. And this sword is firmly planted there too, like the sword of truth. So something about not knowing the truth is what, or not seeing the truth, or not seeing apologies or justice being done, not seeing the revelation of this happening. So the obstacle that's preventing her from being able to see these secrets revealed or these truths unveiled are in the headspace, the 10 of Cups or harmony in reverse, and in the heart space, the 3 of Pentacles back again, upright this time. So we are looking at Divine Feminine's obstacle is this is about not really being able to enjoy the bliss and happiness, not really being, when it's in this reverse, it's like not being able to be happy with what's going on around you. I just watched White Lotus on HBO, which my sister recommended, and it was great. Like, really, really great. And it's all these rich people staying in a resort in Hawaii, and just none of them can be happy. None of them. And it was just a very well scripted, incredibly acted portrayal of this card in its reverse. They're at this beautiful resort. They are very wealthy. They have no cares in the world. I'm getting a headache. And they're all miserable. So Divine Feminine is experiencing a similar thing. She has abundance, she has human connections, she has the potential for her spiritual bliss to be fulfilled, and she's not quite able to enjoy it. In the heart space, we're seeing her focused on this Three of Pentacles, which can represent 3D, like the reality. It can represent teamwork and collaboration. And in this beautiful image, we see that if it's upright or in its reverse, we're going to be seeing this divine feminine and masculine sort of cycling through this give and take. Now, if imbalance is the issue, we didn't even see scales in this image, right? So there's a lot of imbalance going on. Then the block that we're seeing is that she is not able to be happy yet because she's not feeling like she's working together on this grounding of their spiritual bliss into the material. So not being able to work with divine masculine is making her feel unhappy. So not having a 3D manifestation of partnership is making it difficult for her to feel truly content right now. Let's see where this block originated. In the headspace, we're getting destitution or the Five of Pentacles. And in the heart space, we are getting, not surprisingly, the Magician in reverse. This is very telling. So, Divine Feminine has felt, first of all, Five of Pentacles is about a lack. There's a lack of something, a lack of abundance, a lack of spirituality, a lack of material wealth, a lack of love. It's just lack in general, the state of lack. The Magician energy in reverse is about manipulation, disempowerment, um, not co-creating, which we saw, right, was this block. So there's a couple elements here. Divine Feminine has felt disempowered by her state of lack in the past. So if she has had not a lot of financial abundance to work with, not a lot of like material wealth to work with, it's made her feel powerless, like she couldn't do the things that she needed to do. That's on a material level. On a connection level, in terms of romantic connection, there was a lack of love, a lack of expression, a lack of romance, a lack of all of the elements, the spiritual sides of love, and a manipulation or a control that was taking place in her past relationships. And she's seen this karmic cycle repeating over and over. This lack of abundance and this powerlessness to it, or this powerlessness to like breadcrumbing, that kind of stuff that goes on if it's a connection thing. So it's both things. It is most likely that this divine feminine, if she does not yet quite have mastery in human connection, it's likely she doesn't quite have mastery in financial abundance either, because those things are usually linked, but not necessarily. She might be okay financially, but have a lack of love, or vice versa. How is this currently manifesting in the 3D? In the headspace, we're getting the Tower in reverse, and in the heart space, we're getting the Ace of Pentacles upright. So 9:11 on the clock, I just saw. So there's been a Tower moment of some kind, something shocking, some kind of shocking sort of experiences, or it could just be general, just Tower moments that are causing us to have to like pivot completely from where we once were. And there's a feeling of not being able to let go or release what was on the table prior to the Tower falling. So there's an offer that's being teased, but not initiated, not instigated. It's just being teased, and there's no actual movement towards this yet. This is probably something in terms of offers coming towards Divine Feminine, and it's her own feeling. It's like, well, until I really get something to work with, I can't start working, right? That's definitely the feeling that she's having right now. And the Ace of Pentacles is amazing. It's abundance, it's prosperity, it's incredible wealth. And it's like, until this offer is actually released to her instead of just being held there in its future potential, there's really no way for her to make a move, make any kind of drastic moves. What will help remove this block? In the headspace, we're getting the Star energy. And in the heart space, we are getting the Six of Swords in reverse. Let's see the picture more clearly. In this particular image, we have the Divine Feminine with an inner child and death, all inside of this boat here. And the swords in this instance are actually in the water here. So this is a unique Six of Swords. But traditionally, the Six of Swords is about moving on from somewhere you're not quite sure to an uncertain shore, but you know that it's going to be better than where you were, because you're leaving behind the struggle and strife, and all the struggle and strife has taught you something. It's built this bridge from where you were to where you want to go. And there is movement and uncertainty that comes with the Six of Swords. When we see a reverse on it, there's an unwillingness to move on out of fear of the unknown that can accompany it. And it can also be like a resistance to learning our lessons. But I see this because this is what will help remove the block. This is the universe saying to the Divine Feminine, do not run away right now. Even though you are in this uncomfortable position with this potential future offer, and you can't quite see anything, you can't see the truth. It's not yet been completely fully revealed to you yet. If you remain hopeful, because the main theme of the star is hope and healing. It's about this vulnerability, right? The Divine Feminine is completely naked, and she's, in this case, immersed, halfway immersed in this water, in her emotion, while staying above, and clearly seeing. We have her wish here that she's believing in and hoping for, and not moving on, not running away, but instead remaining hopeful, will help Divine Feminine push through this fear that she has, that she's not going to be able to work together with this Divine Masculine on their bliss fulfillment, on their happiness. Who or what should I release from my past to move on? Okay. In the headspace, we're getting the Ace of Cups. And in the heart space, we're getting the Page of Coins. So what I think this is divine feminine over analyzing the reflection of the love she receives. So divine feminine has her cup filled and she's ready now to share it from the overflow, and she's awaiting this reflection that will do justice, right? Justice to what she's bringing to the table, to what she's offering. And what's causing her to have this block where she's not really able to experience this happiness with this 3D iteration of the divine masculine, it's because she's over analyzing any of the offers she receives. She's either assessing them as too small, or she's overthinking them as whether or not they're a true reflection of true love or the love that she's pouring out. So there is an imbalance inside of her that's caused her to question or doubt or analyze in some way any of the offers of expression of love that she receives. This overthinking and assessing, like, is this good enough? Is this good enough? Is this good enough? It's actually not about the offers she's getting. It ends up becoming more about her assessing herself, because this cup is about the self-love. So assessing her own worthiness, her financial worthiness, right? And finding herself coming up lacking. So it's less about what the divine masculine is doing, much more about her worthiness of, is she good enough to receive this reflection? And that comes from that past experience of manipulation and lack and powerlessness that she has always felt, that she had felt in the past. Okay. What can I learn from this current pause? In the headspace, we're getting the Five of Cups, which says disappointment. And in the heart space, we're getting the Nine of Swords upright. And so here's what you can learn. In this particular image, all of the cups are behind divine feminine. She's actually not focused on the spilled cups, which there are two in this case, and there are three standing cups, two spilled. There are two cups over here, and there's one here, which is usually like a third party kind of on the outside. And then some past relationships that have been lost too. She's not conscious of any of this. She's staring out into this abyss, and with this Nine of Swords energy, we feel this fear and anxiety that's like keeping her awake at night, like forcing her to relive negative experiences and find in those negative experiences the reasons why she's not capable of receiving love. So this is an energy that's extremely hard on self. It's extremely abusive, honestly, towards self, because it's seeing small gestures and being like, well, the only reason I'm getting these small gestures must be because that's all I'm worthy of. And even if she's not conscious of that, even if me saying that would be like, no, I believe in my worthiness, there is this tendency to overthink or overanalyze when people give you things. Like, wait, why is he giving this to me? Like, because there's still a belief that it's not a true reflection of what divine feminine's actually worthy of. In her mind, she makes it about the offers being not good enough, but it's never about that. It's about her. So learning how to be optimistic and not focus on these fears. All of these fears are behind her in this image. She's not focused on any of them. Instead, she's focusing forward on what is ahead of her. not on what has been behind her, what has caused her to feel afraid in the past. So that's what she's learning to do. What can I look forward to once this obstacle is removed? Alrighty. In the headspace, we are getting the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and which has the word culmination written on it. And we are getting, in the heart space, we have two cards. We are getting the Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Lovers in reverse, which is interesting. So let's look at this. The Nine of Pentacles is a card about being single and independent, but we're getting it in its reverse, which to me is suggesting that you are no longer going to be in a single status. I'm also seeing here this release of the Five of Pentacles, which was, of course, the thing that was upright in our headspace. That was what we needed to release. So if you release the Five of Pentacles, obviously, you will release the Five of Pentacles. But what they're telling you have to look forward to is what you're releasing. With the embracing of your ability to reward yourself with what it is that you truly desire, because you have true worthiness. You are releasing this tendency to judge yourself as unworthy of love. And believing that because of your unworthiness, these potential lovers that have acted as third-party energy and interference in your relationship, in your connections, and etc., that those third parties will no longer have control over you, or thoughts or anxieties or worries about them, because you're actually tracing these fears and anxieties to the source, which is not that there's anything inherently wrong with you. It's that you believe that there is. And so once you release that, the insecurity that comes with focusing on this lack or this inability to achieve a loving relationship, that goes away. And you're actually able to come into a union or partnership instead of remaining single in this lack mentality about love and relationships or money or however it is. Okay. Divine Masculine, your turn. Let's unblock you. So the general energy surrounding Divine Masculine's current block is having to do with, in the headspace in the Tattoo Tarot, we have the High Priestess, which is Divine Feminine energy. And in the heart space, we have the Three of Wands in reverse. So we're dealing with an impatient feminine energy. That's definitely just an undercurrent that's here. And Divine Masculine is blocked at this point in trying to deal with this impatient energy. He's trying to find a way to trust himself and to trust in the Divine Feminine, in that she won't get impatient and walk away, that she's not like becoming how do I want to say this? Like inaccessible to him, because the High Priestess energy is very intimidating. So there's a fear there that she might be inaccessible to him, not being able to see the ships coming in, or the ships have been there and nobody's actually going out to the harbor to meet them, kind of an energy. This is where he's feeling extremely blocked right now. And that's, of course, that twin flame, the two pillars of the High Priestess, the balancing of head and heart, etc. So what is actually blocking him in this ability to integrate this Divine Feminine energy, because it's past due time. Like this Three of Wands in reverse is like, okay, the time was last week and we still didn't do it yet. So like, let's unblock. So the obstacles Divine Masculine is facing, we have the Ten of Swords in reverse in the headspace, and guess what? The 5 of Pentacles in reverse in the heart space. That's right. 3 decks gave us the 5 of Pentacles. 2 of them gave us the 5 of Pentacles in reverse and 1 upright. So we're definitely dealing with lack mentality. And it's a problem for not just the feminine, but also the masculine energy. Now, divine masculine, so interesting. It would seem like this would be more of an obstacle if these things were upright. It's like, what's your obstacle? Oh, the pain and betrayal of the separation and the lack of love, etc. But instead, we're getting the end of separation is your block, and the end of lack mentality is actually blocking you right now. So I'm very interested to see how this plays out in the rest of your spread. I will also point out the strangeness, now that I'm looking at it, of this rose here. And over, I guess it's on this side. Do you see? I didn't clean up yet. There's a rose from my roses. I have dried roses there. And they've been there for a long time. I have no pets at the moment. I'm going to soon, but I have none right now. And one of the roses was just on the floor this morning. I don't know why. It was destroyed. It wasn't like it had just fallen down either. It looked like it had been like torn up. So it's just weird to then see this image again. Very poignant for me. But for divine masculine, actually ending the separation and actually bringing divine feminine out of the cold is what is blocking him right now. The thing he wants to do is actually an obstacle. So let's see why. We're going to see, where did this block originate? Okay. In the head space, we have the 3 of Cups upright, and in the heart space, we have the Chariot upright. So there's a couple things. Number one, there are 2 iterations of the 3 of Cups in the Tattoo Tarot deck, which means there's a past version of the card, which is this one. This is drawing number 2. And then there is the completed version of the 3 of Cups, which is a different numbered card in the deck, because she didn't do them in order. She did them as she pulled them, and she went back and revisited 6 of the cards, and this is one of them. So if I'm getting this third-party card, which is normally like a celebration card, union, etc., I'm seeing this as a past energy. So the block originated from in moving too fast with a third-party energy in the past. So it could even actually be that the divine feminine herself was a third party for divine masculine. So this isn't a card about his other relationships that he's had before divine feminine, because divine feminine is the OG feminine. So in this particular position, paired with this Chariot card, could actually mean that this block originated because divine feminine was third party, and he moved too fast towards her before he was disconnected from his other partner or other situation that he was in. So because he came too fast towards this divine feminine, he is now in a situation where he's not quite sure how to end this separation. Because once he does end this separation, he has to surrender to the fact that the divine feminine acted as a third party, even if she didn't intend it, even if he didn't mean for that to happen. That is what happened. And so all those truths and secrets about that state for her will be revealed. Alternatively, he could have had a third-party relationship that was interfering. But really, I just see this as that the fact that divine feminine at some point in time has been a third party for this masculine, and that he moved too fast towards her before the time was right. So, how is this currently manifesting in the 3D? Oh my God. We are getting the Page of Wands in reverse in the headspace. And the 10 of Cups in reverse in the heart space, which is Divine Feminine's block. The way that this is manifesting is that they are currently unable to experience their spiritual fulfillment. And Divine Masculine, in order to try to figure out how to do this, is kind of using all these, he had been using all these like clever, strategic, sly methods of trying to communicate, but it was all very immature and ineffective. He's not been able to find an effective way of bringing them this spiritual fulfillment in the current situation because of the third party energy, whether that was that Divine Feminine was that for him, and now bringing her out into the light and revealing her is impossible or problematic or however that may resonate. Or he blocked their happiness because he was like, I guess chariot energy could be being fast, being like so acting fast and loose, I guess, with third party energy. So it could have been like he was, messing around and just causing issues that way. I just forgot the position. What will help me remove the block? We have the Chariot in reverse. I can't make it up in the headspace. And the 5 of Swords in reverse in the heart space. These are both very interesting cards. This Chariot doesn't actually have a chariot in it. It just has a Divine Masculine wearing a laurel wreath. He's got moons on his shoulders, crescent moons on his shoulders. There's this large home behind him. And an interesting symbol that my DM put in a picture today, and it's right there on the bottom of the card. This it's like a circle with a rod through it or whatever. Interesting. And then this 5 of Swords is all has an element of like this fighting is only hurting yourself. So what will help Divine Masculine is if he doesn't resist the current motion forward, if he stops fighting the motion forward. He's afraid because in the past he moved too quickly towards Divine Feminine and it caused issues. But if he can just now release this fear that is what happened in the past, but that is different. He's a different masculine now, right? This is an animal. This is a beast, right? And this is a man. So it's like the man has overcome that beastly aspect, but he needs now to surrender to this forward motion and stop fighting it. He's just fighting it because of the fears he had about how he handled things in the past. Who or what should I release from my past to move on? Oh, we're getting the Ace of Wands in the headspace. And we're getting the Son of Wands in the heart space. And these are the sexy energy cards in the tarot for sure. If this obstacle originated from moving too fast with third-party energy, then he needs to release this Knight of Wands energy, which is moving too fast, and this Ace of Wands energy, which is which is just a lot of sexual energy. So he needs to just dial back the sexual energy, get control of it, allow the divine to take the reins, and let this be about the spiritual fulfillment, because it's the sexual energy that has made it difficult for him to achieve spiritual fulfillment in the past. So he really needs to release the power that it has over him in making decisions and choices in regards to feminine energy. And if there was another feminine that he was giving his wand to, he would probably want to release that feminine energy as well, if that were something that was resonating with some. Okay, then we have, what can I learn from this current pause? The Seven of Swords in reverse and the Five of Wands in reverse. And this is underneath this Page of Wands, which is Fox energy. And the Fox energy is almost always associated with the Seven of Wands, or Seven of Swords rather. So what you can learn, or what you are learning from this current pause, is to stop hiding and strategizing and blocking, actually, feminine energy, blocking integration of the divine feminine, not trusting in the divine feminine, because you have acted poorly. You have acted from a place of lack of love, and have acted instead from a place that is just about sexual energy. You can learn to stop hiding, to take off the mask, to stop fighting yourself. Because in the end, you're really only hurting yourself. That's what this Five of Wands, or I'm sorry, Five of Swords card is referring to when you read it from the Wild Unknown. It's this literally has severed itself in this process, in this battle. So you're learning how to unblock, and you're learning how to stop strategizing and acting secretively. What can I look forward to once this obstacle is removed? Oh, shit. Okay. In the headspace, we are getting the Two of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Two of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. So we are seeing here that once you remove this obstacle, which literally is this refusal or fear of ending separation and bringing divine feminine out of the cold, you will then be having to face this choice, because the obstacle is like, okay, I'm facing my fears. Now you have to make the choice to move on from what didn't serve you in the past, which would have been that sexual energy, a potential partner, a karmic partner that you were being physical with. But moving on from the past into the future to a physical manifestation, this Two of Cups, a physical reunion with your divine feminine. And finally, like a lightning strike, these messages will finally, all the communication will be coming, all the answers that you've been seeking, all the motion and momentum that you were resisting in that Chariot energy will finally just pull you very quickly into this union that you have been desiring. But you will still have to make that choice. Once you have faced this fear and stop fighting yourself and release this, because the only reason there's fear here is just you've got this sexual energy that's like propelling you. You like want to get off. Like, I get it. I want to get off too. I keep thinking to myself, would it be better if we just like fuck like right away and then talked? You know, like it's just, can I think about anything else either? No. But once you release that hold that has over you, or the fear of it, and just go forward. You're going to have to then make that choice to move towards that relationship that you desire very quickly. All right, let's go into the oracles now. Oh, there's a lot of them. First, we're going to look at the blockage for the union in terms of what is blocking us from our physical union, from the sexual union. We're getting for Divine Feminine the Ace of Pentacles upright, in reverse, which we already saw was the current manifestation upright. And then we are getting the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So Divine Feminine is feeling, because she's not receiving any offers, she's not able to reciprocate at this time. But she's feeling that desire that once she gets an offer that she feels matches her, she's there for it. She's ready to go. And she's looking forward to feeling reciprocation from the divine masculine of what she has to offer. So that's what she's working through in terms of a physical union. Now let's take a look at her oracles. Divine Feminine is experiencing the shadow attributes of the Don Juan, which is using the power of romantic attraction for private agendas. She needs to come into the light, which is spotlighting your positive seductive qualities. I actually feel that the shadow here isn't so much Divine Feminine using the power for romantic attraction for private agenda, although she might be. I think that it is more that she is afraid that Divine Masculine is in his Don Juan energy. And there's really no shade for her to think that, because we do know that's what he is releasing, this Don Juan energy. So Divine Feminine has to think about Divine Masculine in a different light. She has to think about him as actively releasing this energy so that she's not feeling that she's being manipulated by him, because we're seeing that this is where her block is coming from. She's not quite happy because she still feels somehow Divine Masculine is still manipulating her. So come into the light there and look at the positive seductive qualities of what is experienced right now with the Divine Masculine. Remember, what you're learning right now from that current pause is that optimism. So really start to embrace the power of thinking about what you want, not about what you don't want. Don't compromise that. Oh, and this is St. Agnes of Rome, who is here to help you with optimism. I can't make it up. The guardian angel. Do not compromise your happiness by being pessimistic. Do not compromise this wonderful experience you're having by focusing on the negative. Go watch White Lotus. We will entertain you and make you feel so many things. But regardless, Divine Feminine, you are so supported right now in being able to see the positive qualities that are emanating from this masculine energy, who's doing all of this work, mind you, that you're doing as well. So be optimistic. Do not compromise your situation or your opportunity right now because of your tendency to focus on this lack, because that's what you've experienced in the past. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. If you're disappointed or let down, it's because you thought you needed something that the universe is pretty sure that you do not. Or you thought you needed something that the universe knows you need in a different way. So forget about what you think you need and just let the universe show you what you need. There is peace here and the Holy Spirit blessing and protecting you. If you can remain optimistic and peaceful, just see what happens. You're getting work through your fears. I can't can't wake it up. We saw them here. Work through these fears. The fear is the only thing that's keeping you from seeing the masculine energy act. Just your own fear. So release this. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, and teacher. This is turning to your sisterhood, turning to the feminine energy that's in your life for that support, connecting with it, doing things that honor the feminine inside of self, and having a devotion to the divine feminine. This is definitely you and your high priestess energy. And then we're getting the protection message of Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch. And the Five of Wands from the Tarot of the Divine. So let's look at these two cards together. For Dear Spirit, I don't know why. I can't find it. Here we go. The protection message is, Dear Spirit is bringing you a gentle warning that now is not the time to engage in an argument, no matter how volatile others are being. Do not match their intensity with your own. If you're dealing with an overly assertive person, step back and disengage, lest you agree to something out of alignment with your intentions. Don't let anyone bully you into anything you're uncomfortable with. You have solid footing if you stand your ground with grace. Those who disagree will begin to find their own gentleness and willingness to compromise. Dear Spirit also brings the message that it might be easy to offend someone today, or take offense because someone lacks diplomacy. Let all of that pass. You are not meant to take this world personally. While it's a beautiful gift to be sensitive, today you need a tougher hide so that any compromises you make allow you to maintain your integrity. How interesting that we're seeing the Don't Compromise card coming out with a card about potentially making compromises and really being gentle and aware of the sensitivity that's taking place. The Five of Wands is a card about struggle. It's about being at an impasse. It's about being blocked. It's about too many parties. There's been too many people involved. And the warning is basically for this battle that's going on that you're going to maybe see, you just need to take a step back and disengage. This is the Pandavas, an Indian Sanskrit epic poem. The Five of Wands is represented here by the Pandavas, five brothers who embody unity in the face of conflict. The five brothers have been known to bicker and play fight, but they also care deeply for one another. A resolution to their strife only comes from good communication. Rivalry, opponents, disagreement, competition, and clashing egos are some of the themes that come up with this card. So, interesting. There's the play fight element there. Disengage divine feminine from any fighting with the outside energy that's involved in this situation. And be very sensitive to the divine masculine's current state of mind and sensitivity coming from his own Five of Wands energy that we see him working to release over on his side. All right. Now let's take a look at the divine masculine, who has an epic novel for his oracles today, so stay tuned. Divine masculine, your 50 million cards are as follows. You are in the light attributes right now of the scribe, which is preserving knowledge and information. This means that this is an opportune time for you to write to the divine feminine, or write down your experiences, or journal and sort of get to the heart of what it is that is keeping you from moving past this obstacle at this time. You are also getting the shadow attributes of the angel, which is acting innocent or angelic to mislead others and falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. And then the light attribute is helping those in need with no expectation of return. I think there's been a tendency for you, divine masculine, to feel like you're innocent, like you're innocently, you're behaving in an innocent way. But the truth is that you're misleading divine feminine in this, and that it is a form of gaslighting because you're not innocent. There's a bunch of stuff all over your spread that shows that you're definitely not innocent in this, what is going on in the struggle between the two of you, the fact that there are too many parties here. We saw the third party card for you, so we know that there is not innocence here, and that you are putting up or portraying this. You have a mask on that is trying to show you as sort of somehow innocent, but it's not the truth. And you have to face that about yourself, and you need to help those in need with no expectation of return right now, to try to compensate for this false front that you've been presenting to others. You are also getting this guardian angel card, pause, in reverse, along with this wise decision in reverse. So for me, this is telling me that it is not a wise decision for you to pause any longer. There's no need for you to reflect anymore upon what it is that you are losing if you don't move forward. You need to make this decision to move out of the Two of Swords standstill energy and make a choice. The good news is you're supported in that decision. Whatever decision you make is a wise decision. My fearless freedom lights up the world. I am the loving energy of the universe, and my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. All came out today. I did not know why you got all three of these cards, but you are definitely being told that you are free. You are free to be the loving energy of the universe, and that your happiness, which we know right now is not being experienced, is a direct reflection of your level of faith in the universe. So if you can restore your faith in the universe, which means that you aren't afraid, that you can't approach the feminine, that you're not afraid of what has gone on, that she's going to be in these third party relationships, so that you're going to be whatever it is that you're afraid of. Your fear is pushed back only by faith. So your happiness will, same thing for feminine, right? Your happiness is a direct reflection of your level of faith in the universe. Both of you need to learn that lesson. We have empowerment here in reverse. And again, with the feminine image, it's very much you're afraid right now. Divine feminine seems very powerful to you because she has the ability to say, no, right? So that power over you is extremely intimidating. But the likelihood of divine feminine saying no increases with every day that you remain in that standstill with her. You need to call on your own divine feminine power, your own intuition, and trust yourself to move forward at this time. Conclusions are within reach. Do not be frustrated. Meditate and contemplate, and you will see the solutions to whatever are going on. The completion of these cycles comes from meditation and contemplation. Creating heaven on earth. It is happening, and then you're getting an emphasis on this one. It is not happening to you. It is happening for you. The ever unfolding rose. Not to you, but for you, divine masculine. All of these things are happening. Heaven on earth is happening, and the things that get you worked up, those things are happening for you. You're getting parrot spirit protection message. It says, watch your words, and it is coming out with the 10 of Wands, which is all about finally expressing and communicating something and about laying down a burden. So let's look at these messages together for you. We've got watch your words protection, which says, are you aware of what you're saying to yourself and others? Parrot Spirit shows up as a reminder to heed the words that flow from your mouth, your pen, and your keyboard. Be mindful of the beliefs you have internalized. Are they what you choose to believe? Are you communicating with integrity? Parrot Spirit wants you to listen to what you say and your motives for saying it. Right speech is called for now, which means you are called to reflect on the beliefs that have been parroted by people so often that you simply accepted them unquestioningly. Journal about what you truly believe and wish to see in the world and in your life. Write words affirming what you value. Speak them aloud, expressing gratitude for what is just coming into being. Your voice has power, and you can change the conversation in your heart and in the world around you. Parrots represent the law of praise, so you are called to speak the truth and speak with love. Wow. Okay, there's that message for you. And then we're getting the 10 of Wands. I don't know where the wands are. Okay, here we go. This is a myth from Paraguay about the Timbo tree. The Ten of Wands is a Guarani legend. The Ten of Wands represents taking on too much and refusing to accept help. When Sagwa's daughter went missing, he searched alone in vain. A Timbo tree grew from his ear when he died, bearing fruits he labored for but was unable to enjoy. Overwhelm, stress, obligation, refusing aid, and duty. So that's the meaning coming from the tarot of the divine from this myth. But so interesting that this grew from his ear. This tree grew from his ear, which is also like listening. He was unable to enjoy the fruits of his labor because he refused to accept help. So this could be about needing to accept help with communicating with the feminine energy. You got the scribe card. This talked about writing down your thoughts, writing down words. So it's possible that you need to write to the divine feminine and then get help with getting this message to her. But for me, the 10 of Wands is always about unburdening communication, finally putting something down that we've been carrying for a long time and actually expressing. So really, this just could be about expressing in general, however that resonates with you. All right, let's look at the cards at the bottom of the deck for you all. I can't make it up, okay? So I took the bottom of the deck from the sexy decks that we use to look at the sexual energy. And for the feminine energy, we're getting the 10 of Cups in reverse, which I'll let you get a gander on this in a minute. And for the masculine energy, the Ace of Wands came up in reverse. So this is what you're in union in regards to. Let's take a look at it. Number one, we already saw Divine Masculine's Ace of Wands coming out here, which he had to release, right? This overly sexually aggressive energy towards others. And then we saw the Divine Feminine and the Masculine with the 10 of Cups already in reverse in their headspace and heart space for Divine Masculine. So we're already seeing this 10 of Cups in reverse energy, which of course is having pleasure, having bliss, having fulfillment, but not being able to experience it yet. We're also, however, in this image seeing an orgy. We're seeing a lot of partners, a lot of people. And so there's, for me, what this is that for the both of you, there is a desire to experience this sexual union as a sacred union alone, right? This is not an energy that you want to be sharing with a lot of other people. You're withholding this energy until you can fully experience this spiritual bliss with your divine counterpart. So you're both withholding right now your sexual energy from anyone else and until you can be in union. There's definitely a feeling of that going on for me there. Wait, you know what? We didn't look at Divine Masculine's energy. Let's take it back a minute. we forgot his. For his sexual energy that came out, we got the 9 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands. So we saw Divine Masculine, or we see Divine Masculine, this 9 of Pentacles, that's his reward. We already saw that card come out as well as one of the things he has, or not for him, but as one of the things that Divine Feminine has to look forward to, which is releasing that single and fabulous status, right? But also finally being able to experience that material reward. So for Divine Masculine, the feminine is, of course, that reward, and that is what he's attached to. And the 7 of Wands is about standing your ground, fighting off opposing forces, holding on to this flame. In this, it's like he has to leap very precisely from wand to wand to get from his emotions to the material. So I feel in terms of his sexual energy, he's standing his ground. He's remaining in that single status and not sharing his wand with others. He's holding that, keeping that to himself. So that was his energy. We just missed that there in the beginning. Sorry about that. Okay, now let's return to the oracles. Okay, the archetype you are getting, Divine Masculine. You are or I'm sorry, this is for the union rather. So for the two of you, you are getting the Knight in reverse. So there is still some issues with romantic delusion, and you need to be in this state of loyalty, romance, chivalry, and love of honor. There's still a little bit of damsel in distress stuff going on, or the knight sweeping in and saving, or for some, there's issues with loyalty, maybe not being loyal to the connection in some respects. But you need to come into the light of that archetype: loyalty, romance, chivalry, a love of honor. Saint Dymphna is here to help you be guided by your emotions, to help you in that process, to support you in that soul searching energy. When you're feeling emotions, you're using them as a way to direct you to where you need to go. Hope is the conduit for miracles. Divine Feminine getting that star energy already today. Hope is such an important aspect. You just need to, both of you need to hold on to this hope. Truth. There's that mirror. Understand that you reflect the truth back to one another, the truth of yourselves, the truth of what's inside of you, of your fears and anxieties, and of your hopes and of your dreams. A time to give rather than to take, and that's emphasized. So there is it's really important that neither one of you gets overly focused on the quid pro quo at this point in time. There is a lot of potential here for you to move into union. But as soon as you get attached to being focused on that thing, like forget what you think you need, I need this and I need that and I need this other thing. Focus more on what you can give yourself. And after you give yourself and feel good, you feel this generosity that you want to share with your partner. That's what you're really supposed to be aiming towards in a long-term relationship. What can I give myself to make myself feel better? And then from that place where I feel better, what are some of the organic things that occur to me that I want to share with my loved one? Longing for home, belonging, and the original light workers. This is the Mintakan card. This is always for me about how you are both longing for home together, and there is a misconception that when you come together, you will no longer feel that longing, but you will feel that longing together. You will just be understood, seen, and heard, but you're always going to long for that cosmic place. That's just a component of being material is craving that spiritual and longing for it. And you'll finally have a partner who will understand that feeling as you make your way towards that ascension that will bring all of us back home. Sandpiper Spirit, be playful. And this is coming out with the Four of Swords, which is interesting because this is not a playful energy. The Four of Swords is like grief, but it's faith and trust and silence. Also, it's resting. So this could be about rest, taking things a little bit more lightly. But let's look at what the books have to say. The Sandpiper Spirit from Colette Baron Reed, Spirit Animal Oracle message is sandpipers are like cute little clowns poking their beaks into the sand before darting off to chase the waves. The appearance of Sandpiper Spirit is a sign that now is the time to engage your playfulness. Whatever tasks you have before you, perform them with the lightness of being. Explore the familiar, discovering the new in the old. Who knows what treasures await you when you let yourself laugh and have fun? Sandpiper Spirit's happy and curious nature can help you to feel rejuvenated as you remember your ability to run, fly, and dance playfully. And so before I even read this Tarot of the Divine, I'm just called to say I really think this is about keeping this light spirit in the face of the grief that is here about this separation. As the separation is ending, if you can keep this light spirit, be playful with one another, not let it be way too heavily upon you, it will pass away so much more quickly than if you're, all doom and gloom, etc. The story coming from the Four of Swords in this Tarot of the Divine is a Norse mythology. The Four of Swords signals a pause in battle. The Norse gods know that the wolf Fenrir will bring about the end of the world, so they have him bound and chained. While he still represents a threat, for now there is respite. Sanctuary, recouping, meditation, passivity, counseling. So the end of this separation is near. And I do think that divine feminine and masculine are a bit afraid about the end of separation. And they just need to be a bit light about it and rest, because at the moment, this is the calm right before the storm. But the storm is a good storm. It's a storm that's bringing about a change that they have asked for. But all tower moments are powerful. So it's something that can cause some fear and trepidation. But you need to stay light, stay hopeful in this period of rest. All right, now we're going to quickly look at the things that we can do today that will help us come into alignment. And these are just minor things, hopefully. We ask for minor things. We don't always get minor things, but just the little things that we could do today. God damn it, son of a bitch. All right. The little things that we can do today will help us come into alignment. Thanks for being here. Please click like. It's so easy to do. And subscribe if you haven't already. And share if you possibly could share it. Check out pearlsprayers.com. That's where you can find places to book personal reading, coaching. There's a contact form to let me know. Under the booking tab, select contact and fill it out to let me know what you feel comfortable with in terms of price range and dates and times, stuff like that. All there on pearlsprayers.com, along with my new single, It's Me, Babe, that came out at the end of July. Please go stream that on all the platforms. That really helps me out. Plus, it's a super cool song. And I will be here on Friday to do the release and rebuild spread following this obstacles removed. And then again on Sunday on Instagram, you can catch me with Grace Strega reading live, and we will answer questions for you after checking in on the Divine Masculine and Feminine. So if you want us to pull cards for you for free, join us around noon Pacific Coast time on Sunday. All right, Divine Feminine, here is what you have to do today that will help you come into alignment. You are getting mask. Not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, and gaslighting. You are getting axe. Breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. You're getting tree. And the Seven of Cups, which is opportunity, growth. And you're getting crossroad. A road in the open reveals the best way. Choose widely the path to avoid dismay, along with the Queen of, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, here, my dear. It is time for you to stop this pattern of not showing your true feelings for someone because you are very afraid of their potential to abandon you. So you tend to hide your feelings because of your fears of abandonment, and it's time to stop doing that. And you're like, excuse me, how is this not coming out for the divine masculine? How is this coming out for me? And it's like, well, because if you're experiencing this from the divine masculine, then you must be doing this yourself. So you're not showing your true feelings entirely. You're hiding, you're pretending. And you need to stop that pattern. Maybe you're giving silent treatment right now to the masculine because of your fears of abandonment. Just open up. Don't hide your feelings. Be open. Be honest. Let those feelings grow. You are at this point right now where you have the you have all these opportunities before you. You have all these options. And maybe you've hid your feelings about that. Maybe you've hid your feelings from other options. Maybe you've been hiding in general from other people, and you need to stop doing that. But allow this growth to take place, because this is just coming from insecurity. Embrace the power that you have. You're at a crossroads right now to choose your own stability, your own abundance, your own prosperity, to take and make the best of all these options that are being offered to you, instead of pretending or hiding from these opportunities. You need to stop those patterns. Always hiding your feelings. You're just afraid that people will leave you. Let your feelings grow for people. Let it happen, and embrace that you definitely have the power to make the right decision. Like, you are the Queen of Pentacles. You know what you want. All right, divine masculine. You are getting kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. Self-indulgence, focusing on self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. 9 of Wands in reverse, which is the Big Lebowski in the bathtub. I love that. And the Knight of Cups upright. Good old Walter here. All right. Here's what you need to do today. You need to be unconditionally loving and affectionate towards the self. But you've gone through this time of healing. It's time to come out of isolation and express your feelings for the feminine energy. Expressing this unconditional love for her is self-indulgent to you. Because of your fears about the uproar that it will cause for you to have this relationship has now become self-indulgent, although it is not. It is not self-indulgent in a negative way. It is about your self-worth. So it would behoove you to express unconditional love today in whatever means you have, and not be alone, but actually go and be with the divine feminine. If your block is ending separation, then all you have to do to remove your block is end separation. The bottom of the deck for the 3 of you, we've got the 9 of Cups. We have Girl with a Snake in reverse, and we have Stork, or that Queen of Pentacles or Queen of Cups energy there. So this, of course, is the shadow. Right under that was the snake too. Empath narcissist paradigm. Okay. So you have to, the 9 of Cups is here, which means you're going to get your wish fulfillment. You're afraid of your wish fulfillment. You're really working on releasing the empath narcissist paradigms you grew up with and trying to do something new. There's a potential for being overly emotional in this process, um, and being afraid of what it is that you've wished for. And you need to face those fears and release that empath narcissist paradigm and put up healthy boundaries around yourselves, in the union, and then in terms of other people that might be messing with you. All right. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I shall see you again, on Friday. I have been doing Thursday readings. I'm pretty spontaneous with them. But if I do any readings, it will probably be over on Instagram. I've been doing like this is what your person would say to you kind of a thing, and I might continue doing that. I am also active on TikTok a little bit. So find me on all those things, pearlsprayers.com. All the social media is on that website. Thank you so much. I shall see you Friday. Have a great day today.